What's up, baddies? Have you ever wondered where that neon light came from that's on their wall?
Well, good thing I'm here because I'm going to tell you today. Hi, y'all. Christian Baltazar from ICBTB. And ICBTB has recently partnered with Bright Light Tribe. So if you guys want your own customized neon light like Alan does, right, man?
Most definitely.
You guys could go to brightlighttribe.com. Use promo code ICBTB at checkout to get $25 off your next purchase.
Do it. No. That was terrible. I ruined it.
No, you didn't.
I mean, my brother was born with hair. It's pretty rare.
No, it's not rare.
I've seen
babies
baby
are
hairs
born with full
hair.
heads of hair all the time,
Not
but then
all the time.
What do you
I was
watch
born
you get born?
bald. I
That's
was bald
incorrect.
until I was at least 2 years old.
Wait, like bald?
Yeah, and then I was blonde.
What?
Yes, this is facts. I
You're
was
a
bald
blonde
for like
baby?
a solid 2 years, and then I was blonde for 3. Everyone thought I was a girl, and
I
then my
think
hair
your
turned
mom
brown.
has baby pictures of the wrong baby. Because if you were blonde at one point,
No,
that's a different human.
There's definitely pictures of me with like blonde hair and like bald baby pictures of me where it's like that baby should 100% have hair right now.
I should ask my mom if I was blonde when I was a baby. It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. Like watermelon was one that I think I used to be allergic to. There's no reason in any universe I would make up that I'm allergic to watermelon because watermelon's fucking good. But I just remember it making my throat itchy. And people would always just tell me like, how are you allergic to watermelon? It's like mostly water. And
Yeah, except for that like 1% of seed that if it gets in your belly will kill you.
do you remember parents would always tell you if
Always.
like a seed of any sort
Rugrats episodes.
that it would grow in your stomach and you would die?
That's not even parents. There was an article I read the other day about a fig tree that they found in this cave. And they're like, this is because a man ate a fig and was killed in this cave because that seed doesn't belong here. And then later on it came out and people were like, no, that's not how that works. That's not true at all. But yeah, they're still to this day telling people that if you eat a seed, it'll live in your belly and
It was
grow
just a
tree.
bad series of events.
Probably like a squirrel who had a nut in his mouth.
My dad had a client that he did taxes for.
Nut in his mouth.
And not nut in his mouth, but he had a seed in his nut in his mouth is the funniest sentence, by the way.
It is.
Real
You
quick.
can't say it and not smile.
It's really funny. It's but he had a seed that he lodged up into his nose as a kid, and supposedly later on in life, and this took like a
sprouted?
long time. He was getting headaches. He was getting migraines, and so he eventually went to the doctor. And the doctor was saying, like, took like an X-ray of his face,
Just a plant, a
and
tree?
said that it was just starting to sprout. So, like, whatever was going on, like within this area of his brain, we just had the right kind of conditions for this seed to actually sprout,
I
which is wild.
I would assume, I would think, and again, I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on television. Is there enough light coming through his retinas to give it the photosynthesis to sprout?
I don't know, but I think that's how it would get it.
I
right?
assume it could be wet enough, right?
Yes.
With the mucous membrane, and I assume it would be, not moving around, so it could potentially settle itself, but it would need a significant amount of light to
Yeah.
sprout and
Yeah.
grow.
But I think this is why it's slow growing, because it would get in like bits and pieces.
I think you just got hit with the good old uncle story.
I don't know. I feel like it's possible.
I as a small child got an M&M stuck in my nose once.
And did it grow?
It started melting, and that was maybe one of the worst. I did for a long.
Real quick.
I don't put things in my nose.
You're making it sound traumatic, but that doesn't seem like the worst thing to get stuck in your nose because you're constantly
I
just
also-
smelling chocolate.
Also had a penny stuck in my nose.
That's disgusting.
That was bad. My mother did work at a chocolate factory once, and all she did was smell chocolate for like 3 years at a time, and it actually physically made her upset.
Does she
the
like
scent of
chocolate now?
Now she's coming back around to it, but the smell permeated my mother. Like she smelled like chocolate days later. You know what I mean? And she
think
was
about
there 5
people-
days out of the week.
I think like if you spend a lot of time around chocolate, like everyone must have thought your mom smelled so good, right?
Okay, so here's the tea.
Here's the tea,
Nice.
sis. Shout out to Karen. Karen's in the studio.
Say hi, Karen.
Hi, guys.
Everybody could smell it, but at first, because it was chocolate being processed, right?
Yeah.
It was a manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
First scent, you didn't quite figure out that it was chocolate yet. You just kind of got like a sweet, kind of like nice scent. You're like, I don't know what that is. And then it was always after like a minute or two, you'd be like, that smells like chocolate. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, Heidi works at a chocolate factory. Like it would always just kind of like fall into place. Right. And I've even had other people be like, the other day I was standing in line to buy a ticket and I was like, oh man, it smells like chocolate. And I turned around and your mom was there. And I was like, my mom hates that. Don't ever tell my mom that story.
She smells like
I was
chocolate.
like, but I totally get it all the time. I was like, I love it.
I was embarrassed. I went to like when I was in marching band and we went to a competition and my mom was trying to be a social butterfly and meet all these other band moms.
Nice.
We went to Santa Cruz for one of the competitions.
Of course, every
you remember
year.
doing that for like middle school?
Oh, yeah.
And then my mom just got like
honestly one of the best competitions.
great because it's the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. And my mom got 2 orders of garlic fries. And how much she talks. And she didn't tell me until like later on that day of like why parents were like, keeping her distance from her. It's because she was talking so close to them after eating so many garlic fries.
Hey, how are you?
I mean, like even
Did you
today,
enjoy them?
when you guys came here, real quick, is that what you think my mom sounds like?
No, but that's what I assume anyone sounds like after they eat garlic fries. It's a lot of H's and, O's.
In a Filipino household already, when you guys came, you guys smelled the spices.
Fantastic.
People love it. I get scared that if I were to get ready to go out and hang out.
Sure, and it does.
Yeah, the time that it takes for me to travel from my bedroom through, down the stairs and like just say bye to my mom real quick in the kitchen if she's cooking. I get scared that I'm gonna stink by the time I see people.
You're not going to stink, right? But that is here, bro. Let me make it. I'm gonna have it make sense for you.
Okay.
Everyone has their like home scent.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what it is. You can't even really know it. You can be aware of it, but you don't know your home scent until you go to someone else's home and you like smell theirs.
Yeah.
I think it's some people part of your That being said, your mom frying garlic is going to make the house smell like garlic.
Because she's frying garlic.
How it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I get scared that I'm no longer going to be able to smell garlic the same way that other people do because I'm so used to it,
You can clearly still smell it. You warned us before we came in, and I still like it. I still like the way garlic.
When that girl cooks fish, though, I think it's even worse.
Your mom,
Girl.
I think that would be flattering to her because that means that I'm calling her young. So
if that's the way you're looking at it. But no, there are worse things to be cooked besides fried garlic. That's for sure. As a child, everything smells bad. Right,
No.
like fried garlic smells bad. Onions smell bad.
Did you know? You saw. The way I grew up, everything smelled
everything,
good.
Yeah, clearly,
Everything. You want to know what my family would cook me?
What?
They made me beignets. My grandma made beignets. And I thought
Very
this was
French.
but very French, but for a 90-year-old Filipino woman to be making me beignets, so good. And then like the most decadent fried chicken that a kid could ask for, and that's where I learned how to do the trick of just getting all the meat off the bone.
You want to know something great about that trick?
What?
You've taught that trick to me, and in fact, we were just at a party just the other day.
And you did it.
I was doing it to multiple people.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you guys want to see me eat this whole chicken wing in one? And did it to Karen. She had never seen it before. Did it to my dad. They had never seen it. And they're like, where did you learn? How did you learn you could do this? And I go, Christian taught me.
Hell yeah. I'm so proud. That makes me so proud. It's the best magic trick that I know, making something disappear and
It's
it's
a great
chicken meat.
magic trick. It's honestly the best magic trick I know how to do because I get full of chicken and you get, a laugh.
Yeah, it's entertainment. Win-win. Your next trick should be drinking soy sauce, like I told you before.
We were at gross. I'm sorry. I can't let that joke go
Immediate
through.
kidney stone.
We were just at 7-Eleven and they had $3 magic kits at right by the checkout. And I was trying to look at them and see if if it was worth it. Maybe I'd be like, I was gonna buy a set and be like, Christian, I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Should have done it.
But they were all really bad.
That's the point.
Tricks.
The best part about this freaking podcast.
But for me though, a man who does try to do good magic,
Sure.
I can't be over here doing the hack tricks. Like if you went up on stage and did all hack jokes, nobody would take you seriously as a comedian, even if you were doing it for the fact of being a hack. Right.
But if you prefaced with saying, hey guys, I bought this $3 magic kit from
I guess that's true.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Because remember when we were first making this podcast, and obviously the title is such a great title, it can't be that bad. We were thinking about reviewing bad products, getting the worst rated Chinese food in Indonesia or something. In a certain area. Do that with also
I've seen on TV store things and gadgets and
yes.
we might still have something there.
There's no way that you doing a ghetto magic trick with a $3 kit. I mean, what were the parts of that kit that you could see?
There was 3 different ones. One was like a ball and a cup, and you like cover it, and the ball's gone, and then the cup and the ball comes back.
Yeah.
One of them was you have like 2 little plastic things. You put a quarter in, and then you put the golf tees in, and the golf tees go through the quarter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See, that sounds cool. That sounds like you're gonna get your bang for your buck, right?
I mean, for $3, yeah, I'm not expecting it to be, David Blaine.
You know the magic shop in Pier 39?
Of course, the Houdinis.
My dad brought me there back when I was like maybe 15 or 16.
I can't go to San Francisco and not go there.
You have to, right? And he bought me this little magic kit, and it was just like one trick. It was one magic trick. It was me pulling a handkerchief through my thumb. Mm-hmm. And so it came with a fake thumb, and you're supposed to stuff it in your fake thumb, and you pull the napkin out of there, right?
Yeah.
Except this thumb was made for white people, and there's no way that everyone's gonna be like, "Whoa, Christian, you have a discolored thumb."
Well, you know what? There are people who can do that trick and use a white person thumb and make it look good, no matter how dark they are. It's all in the way you deliver the trick. I've seen it done, but that is always a trick you buy a kid like to try and teach them first, and it's like secretly one of the most difficult tricks you could do. And also, you can do a bunch of other tricks from just that fake thumb.
From the fake thumb, like
you can do the you can make salt disappear. You can make things. You can do the lights. Like there's a lot of different. I'm not trying to expose my secrets here, but
it's okay. You're ambiguously describing.
You learn. You can. There's a lot of different things from those small.
Are you telling me I should go find this thumb and try to do tricks? Because I think I know where it is.
No, it's 2022. You could probably get a thumb that actually looks like your skin color.
Yeah,
and it would make it that much easier.
You're right. It's 2022. They're going to be inclusive of all different races.
Yeah, they have to be now.
It would say on the packaging, Filipino thumb trick.
Well, no. Actually, it would say Pacific Islander thumb.
By the way, I want to talk about this. So I just went to Hawaii. We all know that I went to Hawaii. And crazy, being brown in Hawaii is being white in the States, man. The brown privilege there is prevalent. And I was just like, this is what some
100%.
white people, what?
Yeah.
Because I was getting treated really well because I look like I'm a local there. And even if they ask if I am and I say I'm not, they're like, oh, Filipino, huh?
Okay, yeah.
And they treat me
Here's
just as
good.
good.
Salad, bro.
Yeah, here you go. They were giving me gift cards for the next time I would return. And like, not that they treat non-brown people.
We're taking Christian to Hawaii next time.
They were treating me really nice. The portions were bigger. The eye contact was there.
When I went to Hawaii the first time as a small kid, this was a long time ago, and pre-2000, pre-90s, the least liked people in Hawaii were like Japanese people. They really didn't have a big fan for them. Now it's white people. Now they're all haoles. Everyone hates white people there. So I think I could get like kind of an okay nod with my looks in Hawaii. But I think with you, I would definitely get the pass. But if I was there by myself, they'd be like,
yeah, man.
All right.
They knew, all I needed was just, even if I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which I feel like only like a lot of the tourists wear, they still thought I was from the area. They like
that's true. It's like wearing Mardi Gras necklaces in the middle of April
it's just like that piece of apparel did not change a damn thing. I mean, because we were rolling in a pack, all 6 brown people, and they were just like, even the first day we were there. What?
They were scared.
They were not scared of us because they were smiling. They know how it is to roll deep in.
They felt
in
better.
The
there was like one white woman, and then like, oh, thank God you guys came in.
Yeah, they're like, we were scared of her, but like, no,
thought she was gonna start yelling.
We were in an elevator. And when the
and
on the way to our
their
villa,
purses and like put their hands in their pockets.
No, not at all.
They put their dogs down on the ground.
The worker
push
there,
the children closer to you.
Like, okay, here you go. Take care of them. They love you here. No, the worker at the hotel that we were staying at was looking for us and found all 6 of us in an elevator because we were lost and we did not know how to work the elevator.
Looking for you?
Yeah, he was just like, oh, are you guys under Melissa Lopez? And we're like, yeah. And he like looked at us. He was just like, Filipino, huh? And he was just so nice to us. And I'm just thinking, if we were a family of 6 white people, would that have happened? And I don't think so, because not all the white people I saw got gift cards like us.
If they knew you had money, which is the privilege that you got to enjoy.
That's true. But we also did travel to the North Shore, which is where more of the locals are. And we were treated just as nice there. And you don't need to have money to be in the North Shore.
And you guys went to the right spot and did the right things where you're like, it's one thing if you go to like the Hilton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're eating at
Like somewhere
L
super
and L.
nice. Oh yeah. L&L L&L in Hawaii must be the bit. Do they like it there?
I mean,
is it a smack to the face?
It's got to be there just because it's gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna be there.
Yeah.
But it's not like where the people go. That being said, the only big franchise chain that I know is like Mecca in its own homeland. Popeye's Chicken at the head of Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Is hands down the world's best fried chicken in the entire world. It's not only the best Popeyes, it's the best fried chicken in the entire fucking world. And it is like just a Popeyes on Bourbon Street.
Imagine the chicken sandwich at that location.
Dude.
You think fights broke out there?
Generally most places that in Louisiana have armed guards, but I can guarantee there was some there.
Oh, I want chicken from Louisiana so bad. Now that's a sauce I would drink, is the Louisiana hot sauce, straight from the packet. I've done it before.
That's Tabasco.
Yeah. No, Louisiana hot sauce. There's a specific one that's not.
From Popeyes.
Yeah, from Popeyes.
It's essentially Tabasco though, bro.
Putting that on some chicken? I don't know.
Tabasco's from Louisiana.
Have you had Jollibee's fried chicken before? Pretty solid.
I don't know. Yeah, but I've had it twice fried after your mom's brought it home.
Oh, so not fresh from the spot.
No.
Dude, so like you like my mom's spaghetti.
I do.
Sweet spaghetti.
I've had Jollibee spaghetti.
Jollibee spaghetti paired with the Jollibee fried chicken.
Changes things.
Oh my God. And you put the gravy, the Filipino gravy that you put on the fried chicken. My fat is really showing.
That's called McCormick's turkey gravy. You can get that at any store.
Whatever, it works. It's what, I mean, I think it's just having it on top of that Filipino fried chicken, which I guess is just, I don't know. They just do it different.
This is great. And I'm actually really happy that we haven't said hello or anything. Huh? So let's do it now. And then when I come back, we'll jump right into the hellos. And then we'll just like keep however much of that. Or none. Or if you want, you know what? Hey.
I love it. Go pee.
So you're engaged?
Yeah.
So like, tell me the story.
Oh,
no,
man.
why do you sound so nervous?
I'm just nervous overall because I know that it's a big step and I don't know how to, like I said, I just get nervous about things that I care about. And obviously, I really care about this.
Yes.
And it just makes it that much more real. We've been dating for 8 years.
I was going to say 8 years. That's pretty concrete.
Everyone's just like, as much as we've been hearing congratulations, we've also been hearing like it's about time. Finally, it's about time.
But do it on your own.
Yeah.
On your own timeline and everything. So, I mean, she could still say no, too.
Oh, can you imagine if she said no right there and then?
Yep.
Whoa.
After all the wedding planning and everything, you know?
That would have been
all the money spent, all the deposit. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're saying like did not? What if she didn't show up to the altar?
Yeah. Yeah. There's still time.
The
Christian.
biggest troll. There's still time for her to hate me, I guess. Yeah. If I really mess up.
Yeah.
In these next like year
you gotta
or two.
Stop hanging out with this guy. So back to your proposal.
Yes, baddies out there. If you don't know, I am now engaged. I am
not to Alejandro.
Off the market, Alejandro. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But it freaking happened. I went to Hawaii and I proposed to my girlfriend. I'll put up a clip right here.
1, 2, 3. Oh. What's happening? No, wait, no. Oh my gosh, I want to cry.
As exciting as it was for the people that saw it, your guys' reaction to me showing you that video before recording was the biggest reaction that I've seen from anyone.
I know, you were so nervous.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how nervous.
The first time he told the story. He's going to tell that story a million times from here on out.
I know.
For the rest of your life, you're going to tell that story. You're going to tell it to your kids. You're going to tell it to your next wife. You're going to tell it to everybody.
Yes.
It's like, but you know what? We heard it first.
You guys pretty much did hear it first. So like for the baddies out there, just for some context, I was wearing these shorts that I should have planned better. My brother had snuck the ring into my back pocket.
Oh.
With and these are the only pair of shorts that I know in the world that exists where the back pocket is closed by Velcro.
I think those shorts are called swim trunks.
They're not swimming trunks. Swimming trunks have the inner lining.
And Velcro.
And yeah, pockets, sure. You're right. But that did not have inner lining. Can you imagine if I was wearing...
It'd be very Hawaiian.
Yes, I already look like a local. Would have made sense. But I was, like I told you guys before, as I was pulling out the ring in the middle of taking a picture, I could hear the Velcro so loud. And I was just nervous that she would ask, like, what the fuck are you pulling out of your pocket?
She didn't ask?
No, she did. She was so oblivious. I asked her like 10 times after the fact if she was suspicious at all. She said, no, I thought we were just taking pictures. You did good. And this is what she said. The thing she's most surprised about is, when did I go out to get the ring? And her justification is that
She's always with you.
I'm so bad at planning.
Oh, that's also, I mean,
That makes sense. I'm not
good.
the
That's
most
good.
organized individual.
I was going to say, I forgot that you went out to look at rings with your friend.
Yeah.
Because you had mentioned that to me when it happened. And
Yep.
then a couple of weeks before, we had all gotten together, me, you, Otis, and Austin. We all got together and we're talking about it. And I did have a brief flash of thought in my head of like, oh, does Christian think he's going to be able to pick up the ring like the day before the wedding, or like
Yeah.
the day before you leave?
Yeah.
And be like, all right, well, I leave Wednesday. I'll go to Shane Co on Tuesday. I'll get the ring. Like, I was for one half second afraid that you'd think that Shane Co is like Target, where you could just be like, yeah, there we go.
Dude,
That's
I thought that you could go there and you could just like take it off. I
No,
did
they
not
make it
know.
a-
And
They
take it
make
home
it a
with
big
you that
deal.
day?
Yeah, I thought I could just put it in my pocket.
Oh,
No, they like
No,
prepare
no.
it for you.
Well,
No one
better.
told me. No one told me.
Yeah.
well, it's a
But
pricey thing.
And also,
It's a
I
pricey
mean,
thing.
my brother also bought his wife's engagement ring from Shane Co.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I knew that was kind of like the process, because you invited me to go with you to come pick it up. And I was like, the pickup isn't as ceremonious as like the
Choosing.
picking it out.
Yeah.
Right. Because the pickup is kind of like, all right, here it is. Here's all the things. Let's make sure you sign it. Do we get all your money? You got like, it's pretty like transactional. But I don't know why I brought that part up. But it is really interesting. And I don't know if you have a lot of like interaction with people getting engaged. You have friends who have been engaged and been married, but not that process of like, I think I'm going to marry this person. I think I should go buy a ring. Like you aren't very familiar with that process.
No,
of
not
it.
at all. Well, I mean, like, since I've been planning for such a long time, I've been in cahoots with my friend. That was I gotta stop using the word
I've
cahoots.
been asking my friend about his engagement.
because he got
cahoots?
engaged like a year and a half ago, and he'd gotten his from Shane Co. So he knew the process.
Yeah.
And so I went with him, and he told me that I was able to pick it out fast because when he went, it took him like 3 hours for the first visit. The first visit. I didn't realize there were going to be multiple visits.
Yeah.
Meaning he browsed for 3 hours, didn't make a decision, went home, got some shut-eye, came back some other day, came back for 2 hours, made the decision, then picked it up later. As opposed to me, I was there for like an hour and a half, and like things just fell into place.
I'm not going to buy a diamond just on principle of my own thing, but if I go into a store, I don't imagine that I'm going to be having a difficult time picking thing. I'm a pretty straightforward shooting guy. I could pick myself.
I could imagine that.
Yeah. I'm going to walk out of there with the decision being, if I'm walking in, I'm walking out with the decision being made.
I'm the type of person that is bad with options. You're the type of person that is good with options.
Yeah. Let me see the option. Perfect.
I
That's the one.
love limited menus. The less food items that I can choose from, the better. Just pick one,
I'm
Christian.
the opposite. I want it all. Give me the plethora, and then I'll go with the burger.
Yeah, you love buffets, right? I get stressed out at buffets.
I had like, okay. Are we doing it? Are we in it? Hello, baddies? Are we in
Oh
it?
yeah, we've been
You're gonna
in,
move. Okay,
boy.
hey, you guys are here. How you doing? This is not your first episode. If it is, pick a different one. I know you're about 20 minutes in, but this is for the veterans. I recently had, and by recently I mean literally last night, a fever dream about Golden Corral,
What?
and woke up the next morning being
Why?
like,
What the foot?
Karen, I'm
Why
sorry. I'm
Golden
sorry you're about
Corral?
to hear this for the first time, but I woke up the next morning
Yeah.
with a thought in my brain of, I'm going to lie to everybody in my life so I can have 2 hours at Golden Corral by myself and just make something up. And so for a solid 20 minutes, I was trying to think of a lie that I could do to everybody that I know that would buy me 2 hours at Golden Corral by myself. I just wanted to go to Golden Corral so bad. I just wanted to see the fucking chocolate fountain. And I wanted to just maybe get a steak for $7. Like, I just wanted to go to Golden Corral and be by myself and just enjoy it. But the truth of the matter is, I have no reason to go to Golden Corral. I have no reason to lie to my loved ones. It's just going to hurt everybody involved, including myself. So I didn't do it.
This thought process is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever
It's the
heard.
thought process of a reformed pathological liar.
First of all, you're talking about this dream like you came at the end of it. You're like, it's a wet. You're talking about like, that's how I sounded when I had like my first wet dream at like 12. Right?
I mean, Have you been to a Golden Corral?
I've seen it from outside, and I've seen it on commercials.
I've been barred, legally barred from buffets for 2 years.
Why? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. COVID.
Oh,
COVID
that's
ruined
what
it.
you're saying. I thought you got it because it takes a while. If you're getting kicked out of a fucking buffet, what are you doing? Taking too much food?
That demon Fauci told us no buffets.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
But you know how I know when we're finally getting back to normal?
Buffets are open
When
again.
the Bellagio buffet opens back up, and that's the day we'll go to Vegas.
Ooh, dude.
I'll be there for the reopening of the Bellagio
The
buffet.
Caesar's Palace buffet.
They have a
is-
seafood section.
It just thinking about it gives me heartburn. The best heartburn.
I know one other place that has a seafood section in an all-you-can-eat idea. That's Club 33 in Disneyland.
You keep rubbing this in my face. Club 33, something that I probably will never see in my life.
It's okay. There's cooler things now. It's you might actually in your lifetime probably see it.
Okay, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, it will be pretty. But by the time you have kids, it'll be Blue Bayou.
You know, but just like I'm trying to dodge buffets because at my last day
They're
of
never
Hawaii, my last full day of Hawaii, I had probably 6,000 calories. Just kept eating and eating until, and like I knew I was so full right before I went to sleep. But my logic was, we have all these groceries that we can't take on the plane. I'm gonna try to eat.
Legally barred from taking them on the plane.
You could take some food, but the amount of food we had left over.
Not produce.
I looked at this box, and it's so dumb why I did this. It was a box of honey bunches of oats, and I acted like I could only get honey bunches of oats in Hawaii. But I looked at this big box that no one really touched except for myself, poured myself the biggest bowl of cereal, scarfed it down, and immediately laid down next to Melissa.
Time for bed.
Woke up the next day in sweating. Just drenched in sweat, and I was breathing through my mouth. My nose was not clogged up. First thing I did before even getting up was take my 2 fingers to go figure out what
From Honey Bunch of Oats.
I thought you were going to say, I took my 2 fingers and smoked a cigarette and was like, fuck, I really need to make a change here. So I washed it down with some Jack Daniels and then I shot up.
What I should have done with those 2 fingers and made myself throw up because I was full
That's
to my
also
fucking
not good.
throat.
That's also not
It
good.
was so, because we had so much poke that we bought from this grocery store called Foodland. So much fresh poke, and it was so good. And then
What was the name of that? store?
Foodland. I know it sounds like a 80s Game Boy video game.
Foodland sounds like the name of a store that like a cartoon character would go into.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't, like they don't get sued by anybody.
Well, if you use the word Foodland in any of your scripts for any of your cartoons, you're probably going to get sued because this place is bomb as fuck.
I mean, if it's owned by Hawaiian, I'm sure they'll be like, that's cool, man. Hey.
Oh, they were there? That's where I experienced the most brown privilege because we took forever to pick our poke and the line was building up behind us. But the lady was just giving us samples.
And then she yelled at the white woman right behind you.
You wait your turn.
Yeah. Get in the back of the line.
We don't like you.
You howly.
Yeah, you're just ruining our culture.
Am I not supposed to say howly?
No, I think you could say Holly.
It's still funny, right?
Yeah, I think it's still funny.
In like 30 years, it won't be funny anymore.
Weird that you're questioning that word if you could still say it when past
When
200
what?
episodes, there are other words that you just breeze by.
Look, every word goes out of fashion eventually. Back in the day, we used to say thy instead of the. Now we don't say it anymore.
Who was the first person that said the?
That's a great question. And honestly, I will go and find out.
You'll figure it out, but I don't think you'll find the first person. You might find the fifth
First,
person.
or the first like literary context of the. This is not the story I wanted to talk about in this episode, but I had somebody the other day ask me why we have leap year, and I went on like a 3-week
Oh my God.
dive. I'm not going to talk about it, Karen. Relax.
Okay, thank God.
But I went on to like a 3-week dive about like why we have leap year, and I was
30-minute long story.
reading about the
At least.
the Georgian calendar, the Gregorian calendar, the Julian calendar, reading about fucking moon cycle and like when Jesuit priests. I'm listening to different shit, all because I just had to figure out why we have a leap year, and it is a fascinating story. My mic is working, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because it just clicked and I got afraid that my mic wasn't working.
You're scaring the shit out of me, dude.
I got scared. The shit scared out of me. But anyways,
Yeah.
off mic, I'll tell you about leap year.
I mean, is it literally a 30-minute story for?
It's honestly, it's a really good story, and it totally makes sense. But you do have to like mentally
It's
prepare
off
to
mic. If you
hear
want to hear
the
it,
story.
if you want to hear it in a better form, Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about it like 5 years ago. Like episode 1150.
Wait, but anyway, you were telling this. Someone had asked you about it, and
Someone
what?
asked me about it, and I thought I knew the answer, so I gave my answer. And again, like always, I was vaguely correct.
Yeah.
But
Ambiguously, right?
now I know for sure why. Yeah.
Was the person that you answered that for?
Very upset that I gave a full-fledged answer for.
Because they just wanted like a quick 10-second answer.
They wanted to be like, yeah, why do we have leap year? Yeah, okay, see you later. But I started giving this long breath answer, and then even like a bystander was like,
That's really long. We just
like,
want to get
shut
out of here.
up. Like nobody gives a shit. But it's very interesting.
I remember the first time Melissa told me that I talk too much, and I was so sensitive about it. I was like, here I am. I moved to Benicia. No one thinks I know English, so I'm going to try to compensate for it.
I'm going to show them.
By, like, becoming a...
The circumference of this house is very nice.
Yes,
my
becoming an
God.
actor and learning words that have more than 3 syllables in it, and like providing context in my story so that people could understand. And then now I'm dating this 4'11" girl. Yes, I'm gonna put these unnecessary details in this story.
I mean, we didn't ask.
Neither did she, but she got what she wanted. But I don't know what that means. Let's just
She was
breeze past
forced.
that.
She was going to be 5'4", but they broke her legs.
God did not have enough inches to provide in the year of 1996.
He gave them to Dirk Nowitzki.
1996.
1995. That she's a late baby. I forgot. Anyway, yeah, she's a December baby. Anyway, with that,
So was Jesus.
she tells me that I just provide too much context in stories, which I get, and I try to get better at it. And so when she told me this,
too.
I completely overcompensated yet again, and now people were telling me
Tell
like,
no context.
like, what do you mean? There are no details in that story.
It's that moment of like the glass breaking in your head where suddenly you realize it and you can never put the glass back together.
Yes.
Right? You did that to me not too long ago.
With what?
When you once like, and offhandedly you said it, you're like, yeah, sometimes you have me convinced, but then you talk me out of it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I must do that 99% of the time. It was like, have somebody convinced on anything, and then I just keep going. And
Yeah, dude. Oh,
I
yeah.
just can't shut the fuck up. Or I always get to the point where I'm like, well, here's probably what you're thinking. And then I like try to like
No one asked.
try to explain how I
No
think
one
you're
asked.
feeling.
No
and
one asked.
Karen, this one's not about you right now, okay? But it's like, yeah, you know what? The glass breaking moment is always a very eye-opening moment for anybody.
With your specific example, you have to just find the proper dismount, man.
And I'm getting slightly better.
You are, because you do really well at the beginning, and I'm totally
Yeah.
invested. And then it goes on for like 23 more minutes, and I'm like, I'm done.
I thought you said you weren't going to talk on mic.
No,
This is mean. Oh, no. I'm just kidding. No, I just...
No, please talk. This is great.
Please. If you're going to talk into the mic.
Yo, but your texting is the opposite of how you talk, because when you text, you don't provide enough details. But then when you talk, you provide the right amount.
Too much.
And then, you just keep running past the finish line.
So I was wearing white socks today, which is weird because normally my socks are gray and there are no ankle no-shows. But this time they were all the way up to my knee. But I thought to myself, this will make it differently. And then the hairs on my thighs were getting really kind of itchy. And I thought to myself,
You don't have any
how
hair
is-
on your thigh.
Wait, real quick. I was legitimately thinking of getting my body waxed in Hawaii.
Why in Hawaii?
Your whole body?
Yeah, everything.
This
I
is-
don't know about
look-
the like Brazilian
Hang
stuff.
on a second. The
God.
transmission is grinding for a second here. So let's just get this cleared out of the way.
What?
Your whole body?
No, not like my eyebrows and like no.
What,
no.
just your butthole?
No, not nowhere.
Your legs?
Your chest?
I'm sorry. I
Your
should have
back?
my torso, my chest, and like stomach.
You were going to go for
Have
the
you
male
ever been
lantern?
waxed before?
No,
No.
scared.
You should start shaving.
Small.
Yeah, and then
No,
when
don't
it-
start shaving.
No,
Just
shaving
no.
makes me prickly.
Small.
No. Shave. Let it grow a little bit, not to back to where it is exactly. When it's just a little bit grown back, that's when you try waxing.
That's
You don't try waxing right now
Incorrect.
when you're at your
my peak.
yeah.
My
Incorrect.
peak jungle.
Oh,
What is it?
really? I'm not that. I'm sorry. That came off really. It's a good thing I have headphones on. I should have headphones on all the time.
I'm curious.
But like, no, really, that seems like to me like the good.
no,
logic.
you want to be grown out more. They say you have to be
more to
grown out
grab.
at least like a half an inch.
Yeah,
to be-
because there's more to
I
grab,
have
right?
heard that. I have heard that.
Because if you
But
shave
right now
it,
Because if
you're
you
at-
shave, then it'll mess it up, and you can get like
burns.
razor burn and all that kind of stuff.
But right now you're at like an
Oh,
inch.
you sounded in pain just like from that statement.
Your chest hair is about an inch long right now, maybe longer.
So yeah, you know what?
So-
it's
Probably
gonna
longer.
hurt, but
I would say give
you
it a
won't
shave.
get razor burn.
6 months.
we'll see.
Get the good wax.
My chest-
Honestly, you should get sugared
Oh, you've talked to me
Ooh,
about that.
yes.
Yeah.
or
Yes.
lasered.
Or lasered. That's what I was gonna talk about. Yeah.
Just go
Well,
Star Wars with it.
What is it? Like, do they put me up to a torture rack and it's like one of those James Bond lasers?
No, you get to
They
wear
do
really
put a
cool
ball gag in
glasses. You get to wear really cool glasses, and then they
The Google
I
eyes.
love that.
They
That's some
laser
sort of
you.
the justification. What do these really cool glasses look
they're
like?
like
Have a nose and a mustache.
They have the They have like the nose bridge. I can't describe them. What do they look like?
I've never been lasered.
I'm curious.
I
Wait,
assume they look like the Terminator in T2.
do they
They're
laser?
like Star Trek,
Okay, so
Glasses.
that's a reference that you actually have no base in making.
because I don't watch Star Trek.
Yeah, and also, whose sunglasses in Star Trek?
Nobody, but like the futuristic glasses.
Would you say like Cyclops or Ready Player One?
Or like
I don't know what any of those
Back to the
references
Future
look
Part
like.
2.
Still don't know what that reference looks like.
When they laser you, is it Erte?
I have
It's what you
not been
choose, it's what
lasered
you
because
pay
I
for.
cannot afford it right now. But
Oh, it is expensive, huh?
it's expensive, and
It's a
you
Kim
have to
Kardashian
go
thing.
back multiple times.
Why?
But after 3 sessions, I think the follicle is dead.
It's dead.
So you'll
yeah.
never grow
Oh
hair
my
there
God.
again.
So you have to go back multiple times, but
And they're very accurate, right? They're not gonna
Yeah.
like misfire the laser and get like
let's
half
hope
of my
not.
face.
That's what they get paid a lot for.
What? Can you see this laser? Is it a
I
visible
know.
light?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh,
I
I've
mean-
seen like Instagram stories of it. So
So would you be of it happening?
yeah, it's like a red light.
Do you feel it?
I wouldn't mind getting
Yes,
my
no,
armpits
it hurts.
lasered.
Oh, then I might as well just get waxed, right?
No,
I assume
but it's lesser pain than getting waxed every other
Oh.
month.
Is it the same pain as getting like a tattoo removed? I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
asking you,
Yes,
but it's
it
it's
is.
the same process.
Well, because
essentially.
no, I mean Michaela, she's done it before, and she said it's just like
They're
getting
shoo- they're
a
shooting-
tattoo removed. Yeah,
they're shooting
shooting
that light
lasers at the follicle
so
and
hot
killing
that
it.
the skin. Yeah. Okay.
And baddies, we could be wrong, but that's just
Well, this
what
is-
I've heard.
I mean, you're the best
don't
source
know.
of this type of information in this room currently. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm at that point where I should do something about my body hair, or at least try it out, right? It's just like too
Do you really
long.
not like it that much?
No. I'm just exploring my options, right?
the grass is. This is what I'll say, and I'll say it all the time. The grass is always greener, sir.
That's why I probably shouldn't get it lasered. I should probably
Oh,
get
sure.
it waxed
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that I could come back, right?
Why not start with a shave?
Because I used to shave and it gets prickly, and I don't like how like rough and
the
tough.
itch for 3 months.
I told you this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
that's
was
right,
like
that's right. I
one
get
of
it, I get
Kayla's complaints, other than like
You had a hairy
my
chest in high
massive
school?
weight on her. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because I was like starting to do sexy time for the first time ever, and I was like, I want to be clean for my partner, and so it just backfired, and it was just like this 255-pound cactus on this woman,
Yeah, 7 grit sandpaper. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I was a cat's tongue on her.
Very interesting frame of
Oh
reference.
my god.
I just because I felt it on myself, and like I am like, I don't know. It's a lot of every other month you have to get waxed.
More, I think, depending on the person, more
Oh,
than that.
more than that.
Yeah,
More
I
than
think
that.
if you're Persian, he's got to do it
Yeah.
every week.
Because my chest hair, the length is like the length of hair on the head of a newborn child.
But the more you do
Newborns
it,
aren't born with hair.
Some
Most of
are.
them aren't.
Completely bald like an alien.
I mean, my brother was born with hair. It's pretty rare.
no, it's not rare.
I've seen
babies
baby
are
hairs
born with
with
full heads of
hair.
hair all the time,
Not
but then
all
they
the time.
What do you
I was
watch
born
and get
bald.
born?
I was
That's
bald
incorrect.
until I was at least 2 years old.
Wait, like bald?
Yeah, and then I was blonde.
What?
Yes, this is facts. I
You're
was
a
bald
blonde
for like
baby?
a solid 2 years, and then I was blonde for 3. Everyone thought I was a girl, and
I
then my
think
hair
your
turned
mom
brown.
has baby pictures of the wrong baby. Because if you were blonde at one point,
No, there's-
that's a different human.
There's definitely pictures of me with like blonde hair and like bald baby pictures of me where it's like that baby should 100% have hair right now.
I should ask my mom if I was blonde when I was a baby.
you usually are born with hair and then you lose it. You
No,
lose all
I
your
was-
hair when you're a baby and then it grows back.
I came out like Professor X, just ready to start a school for
Wait,
mutants.
you lose hair?
You lose, yeah. You're born with a bunch of hair, and when you're a baby, and then you lose it all.
That's not a
And
surprise.
there's-
Yeah, your hair
and there's
grows,
like
the follicles
bald
change.
patches
Yeah.
usually, 'cause,
And a
you know,
soft spot. There's a
Yeah.
soft spot that's like a
Babies are so similar to old people.
self-destruct
They are.
bomb.
They really are.
Pardon?
Well, the baby they have that like it's a self-destruct button for sure.
If you push it deep enough,
You know
no,
what? You can end any baby with that button.
that's not a self-destruct because the baby can't do it to itself.
That's
It's just a
murder.
destruct. That's murder.
It's a destruct button. It's
Yeah.
a yeah. You're right. It's a yeah. Okay, you're right.
Your finger has no business
I think
going
it's
that. Whoa,
Alex.
stop. That's where we need that jar I was talking about. Whenever he says something out of pocket, it'll be called Alejandro's out of pocket jar.
Yes.
And
Well,
you will put something in there.
Can I take a second then? Let's break for a minute here, because I did tell you before we started recording, I do have a public apology that I wanted to make.
Sure.
And this seems like no better time than any other. I do want to say, baddies, I am not the best fan of ICBTB. I don't watch every episode. I don't even listen to every episode. Christian, you do through the editing. This is a sidebar. I don't even know I'm bringing it up. If you didn't edit, do you think you'd watch every single episode every single time?
Oh, no. I mean, I get tired of my own voice.
Cool. Just wanted to.
I
that makes me
definitely
feel a lot
tune in
better.
to see, okay, everything looks fine. Everything sounds good.
Yes.
When it's on YouTube.
Karen watches it from beginning to end, and sometimes
that.
I'll sit there with her, and
Thank
it's
you.
great. It's awesome. But the very few times that I do, it's great. We recently went back and we rewatched the Sex and the City 2 episode, and I was very strongly defending Carrie Bradshaw and Miranda and stuff. And recently, Karen and I, we've been rewatching all of the seasons of Sex and the City, and Carrie Bradshaw is a psychopath. She is an insane woman who destroys people's lives, takes no fault of her own, blames everybody around her, treats her friends like shit, and then goes on to make everybody think she's like the number one woman that you should strive to be to. She's a horrible person, period, and an even worse woman.
And in this episode, you were defending her?
I vehemently defended her.
I don't even remember.
I would like to retract that statement. I take everything back that I've ever said about Sex and the City. Charlotte is the best one. Samantha should really look into investing in Trojan condoms.
Oh, she's
Miranda needs to treat people a little bit better and stop being so hoity-toity and get her head out of her fucking ass. And Carrie is literally a psychopath who destroys people's lives at any whim and learns nothing from it.
What were you defending specifically from Sex and the City
That
2?
she was a strong woman who could make her decisions and do the things that she wants. And
Did I agree with
she
you? I don't remember.
Well, you didn't really have a dog. You were just going with me because I speak pretty.
And that was
confident.
my first introduction into Sex and the City, so
And you
I
know
didn't really
what?
have a full opinion.
In my defense, my first introduction to Sex and the City were the movies.
Yeah.
And so I'd only seen episodes sporadically, but now going back and watching them in order and seeing how these relationships develop and how these relationships destroy, we're not even through.
And just like that.
And just like that is in every single episode. But we're not even in season 3 yet. She has single-handedly ruined a man's sobriety, destroyed multiple marriages, brought a virgin woman onto her riding team, and then never comes back to her. They're constantly dating men who they're supposed to be with forever, and then they never come back in episodes. She's broken up with people because they were too short, because their dick was too small, because their dick was
That
too
was
big.
Samantha.
They've broken up with people
Samantha?
because they were. It's just like everything. These women are horrible people.
And
They're
so,
psychopaths.
maybe this is my theory as to why you were defending her for that movie. Because you had only seen the movie and you thought it was like a happenstance.
I thought, yes.
Just like one and done, right? But she just never learns from her mistakes. No. Then why do people tune
and
in?
more than anything,
What?
why the fuck does her and Big end up together?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's such an abusive.
Big is the worst fucking
relationship.
man ever.
Do you think that Sex and the City is destroying
Yes.
Hang on,
people's
time out.
perceptions of
100%.
romance?
Yes, we will. Also, I'm glad they killed Big on and just like that. Fuck Big. I'm glad they killed him. They should have killed
Spoiler
him
alert.
sooner.
Is that a spoiler?
They should have fucking killed him sooner in Sex in the City.
How'd he die?
On a Peloton.
On a Peloton.
What the fuck? That's how they write people out nowadays?
Well, Peloton stock dropped a lot, and then
That's
that
messed
day,
up. They
it
can't
went
do
up
that.
really high.
Oh,
So
after that?
maybe they
Yeah.
were a little involved in it.
Oh,
But anyways, yeah, Big's a horrible fucking person.
10
die on a
years.
Peloton. What the fuck?
Heart attack.
Pelotons? Oh, he died literally on
Yeah.
top
The
of the
Pel-
Peloton.
yeah.
Not the Peloton didn't fall on him or
The Peloton's
implode.
father got ripped off
Came
by
back.
Big when he was in the mafia.
Came back for revenge.
And he goes, "This is for Don Corleone."
and the Peloton
my
was in
God.
The Godfather.
Part
As a
4.
mobster.
Part
wow, that's wild.
But no, let me just take back everything I ever said in defense of Carrie Bradshaw. She is a vile, disgusting human being who was on par with Dexter and Benito Mussolini.
That's crazy.
She's
You
a
just
psychopath.
Compared her to a dictator.
Well, she destroys people's lives
And
unbeknownst to
a
herself.
psychopathic murderer.
People tell her straight up, like, hey, you know what? We really shouldn't be getting into a relationship right now. I'm trying to do this new thing. My psychiatrist says it's not a good idea. I'm in AA. It's not a big deal. Like, we really shouldn't be starting a relationship. I'm just starting to get my sobriety going. And she's like, no, you're an adult. You should make your own decisions. So what does he do? He falls into the trap and falls in love with her, turns her into his new addiction. And then in return, she breaks up with him. He finds himself butt naked in front of her house, calling and screaming for her as she calls the police, who then send him off. And then all she does is at the end, she does her little voiceover and she's like, I don't even know if he's sober or not anymore. But you know what I learned? I'm the best person ever. And it's like, you didn't learn anything. You missed all of the lessons.
Did Sarah Jessica Parker, when like reading the scripts, was just like, yeah, I'm gonna show the world this strong, independent woman.
Based on what we've seen, I think she was constantly doing curls while she was reading the script because her arms are cut.
She's just that ripped.
We were talking about it today. Her biceps are popping.
Amazing.
How old is she now?
All of Sex and the 77.
No, she's fucking hot.
I don't know.
She does.
She has to be like in her
50s, right?
I know, but
mid-50s.
even Sex and the City 2 in the movie, her arms still look very defined.
In this new Sex and the City spin-off, not
And
spin-off,
Just Like That.
what do you call it? And Just Like
And
That.
Just Like
Are they still
That.
having sex in the city? Are they all
Yeah,
still
some
like
of them are. Yeah,
sexually
Miranda's
active?
having sex with a woman, and
Yeah.
Charlotte's
Not a
daughter's
woman.
now having sex, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. And then they treat Charlotte like shit. We were just talking about this, how Charlotte is the nicest friend out of all of it, and they constantly treat her like shit. Karen pointed out to me how at one point near the end of And Just Like That, Carrie goes to Miranda and Charlotte, and she's like, hey, I got tickets for all of us to go to Paris. It's going to be my goodbye to Big. I'm going to dump his ashes. We're going to do the lock and whatever. It's going to be a big deal. And Miranda's like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm not going to make it. Sorry. And Charlotte's like, I'll go. And Carrie straight up is like, nah, I better do it by myself.
Oh, just did not let her friends come with her?
Carrie goes by herself. Like, Miranda's like, nah, I don't think I should go. But,
Wow.
And Charlotte wants to go. Carrie's like, no. You got to figure out your own shit with your daughter who...
Charlotte's doing the best,
died.
though.
Yeah.
She sucked her husband's dick and everything, and she has 2 kids. She's a dog.
Charlotte sucked her own
She like went to a Kama
husband's-
Sutra
husband's
like
dick,
learning
yeah.
thing in which all of Miranda and Charlotte
We're going on a
were
huge
so
tangent
fucking
right now.
rude to this Kama Sutra teacher. They talked
They were
throughout the entire
laughing.
lesson and laughing.
They're 23 years old.
There's 6 people in the room.
Oh, they're just ridiculing them? Bullying. That's bullying.
Yeah.
Why are
An
you
old
watching
woman.
this? Why are you watching this if it's
can't get
making you
enough.
this riled?
I can't get enough.
Oh my God.
I have to.
You're addicted?
Alex
I can't get
literally
enough.
said he handed me the remote, put on Sex and the City.
I can't get enough.
Wow. What?
Because
and they're like,
Are you just
they're
yelling
like,
at the TV the entire
They're
time?
like 22-minute episodes, so
Every
it goes
ti-
quick.
Oh,
every
they're
time I
fast.
think-
They're bite-sized.
every time I think she's done the absolute worst thing, she meets a furniture designer who has his
now
life
we're
together and
on
put everything
Aiden.
together. And Aiden is like, you know what? I don't like that you smoke. I think we should like maybe have a conversation about it. And she's like, I think this guy's trying to abuse me. And it's like, no, Carrie, that's actually maybe a conversation you should have about smoking, because she's constantly smoking always. People in every restaurant and every building she goes in are telling her to put
Ice
cigarettes
skating.
out. She's smoking while she ice skates. She's smoking on the Staten Ferry. She's smoking in her bedroom. She's smoking all the time. She smokes cigarettes like a fucking chimney, dude. And everybody else is like, hey, Carrie, maybe put a couple of those cigarettes out. And she's always like, why does everybody want me to smoke cigarettes?
Did she say it like that? Did she get that
She
defensive?
gets so upset about it.
So what's the message here?
The message is be a bitch.
And she smokes in Just Like That, so no lesson was learned.
Oh my God. she
No
didn't-
lessons are ever learned. She was happy Big died.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Because you know what she did the day after she went to Paris?
What?
She made out with her boss at the podcast company, and it was like, where did that even come from?
You're an interesting man. I don't understand. If you were to put like your likes and interests on a piece of paper, everyone would think like, this man's a psychopath. This guy is deeply.
And you know what I would say to that?
What?
No. Carrie Bradshaw's a psychopath.
And the fact that that's your rebuttal for someone asking that, because they're going to see on one spectrum, you're like reading deep conspiracy theories.
I read normal books too.
No, I'm just saying on one end of that spectrum of your likes and dislikes. And then on the other end is Sex in the City.
I think my spectrum isn't a line. I think it's kind of like an asterisk. It's got like multiple points.
I imagine
I kind of hurt my throat with.
you were yelling up a storm.
This is the most upset I've gotten in a long time. This has been building for weeks, by the way. We've been watching Sex in the City for like 2 weeks.
Oh, I can
and
tell.
I've just been sitting on this.
It's flowing through your blood and veins. Yeah. Wow.
Fucking hates
You
Carrie
should-
Bradshaw.
I can see, dude. I've never seen you this upset at a person before, without
A
like
fictitious person.
a fictitious person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen you mad at real people that you could like physically punch in the face. But I feel like if Sarah Jessica Parker appears on your algorithm feed on
So
Instagram,
many questions. Oh, I thought you meant in person.
oh, and you have so many questions for her character.
Sit down, Carrie.
All right.
And she'd be like, "My
SJP,
name's Sarah."
yeah, you're gonna call her
SJP.
SJP. So
Carrie.
many questions about your character.
I would not address her as Sarah Jessica Parker. Just address her as Carrie.
Because Sarah Jessica Parker doesn't exist in your
Isn't
life
it Sarah
anymore.
Jessica Parker Broderick? Isn't she's married to Matthew Broderick?
Get out of town, really?
Yeah.
Wow, Inspector Gadget.
Well, you know what?
Love
Yeah.
it. He
Very
could do
true.
better.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's Matthew
They've been married
Broderick.
for a long time.
He was supposed to be Walter White in Breaking Bad, which was crazy.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have run over that person in Ireland.
Not what I was gonna. Man, that sucks. Was this during his career? Wow.
Yeah.
Man, is that why he hasn't been around for a while?
No, but that's why he's not allowed in England.
It's okay. There's other country. I mean, I hope he learned from his mistakes. You should watch reality TV.
You know what? We've been watching
we
a
have
lot,
yes.
and I'm still very upset about it. I still don't understand
Love is blind.
why they
Season
go
two?
through all.
Oh, we watched
both of
season
them.
Okay,
two.
I'm planning on watching season 2.
I don't
Oh, so
understand
no
why.
spoilers then.
No, please no.
I don't understand why in reality shows they go through all of this shit and then they don't let anybody watch it until it's aired, and then after it's aired they do a reunion show, and then they make everybody hash it back out again, and then the host is acting like everybody's friend, but the host
He
is always it's just like
hated the reunion.
I hate the reunion
so much.
for
Reunions
Survivor.
are-
I hate the reunion for the
But sometimes the drama unravels again.
Oh, it's
But why?
Because
phenomenal.
It's now 2 years removed.
I know, because it's entertainment. You watched it. You obviously have feelings
and then
about it.
we
Strong.
finished.
Yes.
We finished some of season 2, and then there was that one more episode, and then we went back and watched season 1.
Yes.
And season 1 of Love is Blind is so much crazier
Because
than season 2.
some people don't
'Cause they
show
were
up at
fucking-
the end.
They were wasted the entire time.
Yeah,
in
they're
the
just
season 1.
drinking like crazy.
Oh, it was so horrible.
Yo, and the
toxic.
reunion, like one of the girls is like ready to throw claws.
Oh yeah.
Her earrings
it-
are ready to come off.
And in season 2, one of the girls forgot her glasses.
Okay, so
What, on
I
a
read a
trip?
thing about that, and she said you would be squinting too if everyone in the room was yelling at you.
Well, she was squinting because of the
Wait,
fucking
wait, wait,
lights.
wait. So she didn't literally forget her glasses?
Okay, wait, that's spoilers because Christian hasn't
Don't
seen
It's
say
not,
any
it's not a
names.
spoiler because nothing happens, but there is this woman who is constantly squinting at everybody who's talking to her.
Wait,
it. It
do
looks
it.
like
Can-
she forgot her glasses.
like what kind of squint? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
is that just how she shows frustration, or is that
No,
the
that's not how she looks in the rest of the
Yeah,
season.
because she'll like stop squinting and then like sit back down. like
so? Is it a defense mechanism?
I think
I think
so.
I think the lights were in her eyes. She'd never been on like a set like that.
It was just
screamed at
literally
the entire
too bright.
time.
Yeah,
Oh
they did make her.
my.
Yeah, everybody
screamed
was
at her the
everybody was
entire
yelling.
time.
Even people who didn't like know her were just yelling.
Do you
at
think the producers come out and they're just like trying to instigate drama? They have
Yes.
to, right?
They have
They're
to,
putting
and then
coke
what's
in the dressing
what
rooms.
the fuck is his
They're
name?
plying everybody with alcohol. They're giving you prescription drugs if you want it. They are
I
letting
don't
you.
think
They're
so,
doing.
but-
I can guarantee that these producers are doing that all the time. They're putting condoms in the survivor tents. They're making sure that everybody's hammered in
Oh,
the.
that's true.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
protection and
true.
alcohol are things that they would provide at the very least. But I mean, I don't think that they're
And
going
what
up-
else do you need?
Some drama, please.
I think with condoms and alcohol,
They're gonna
there's
there's some
have
drama. Yeah, man. I can imagine like producers going up to one of the girls and saying like, "I
You're
heard
really cute."
No, not hitting on them. That'd be like
Oh.
extremely like out
Sorry,
of pocket.
That's Harvey Weinstein producer.
Yeah, that's. I
Sorry.
mean, he's not spending time on reality TV.
Most thanked man at the Academy Awards, more than God.
Sadly.
Yes.
God.
No,
All right.
Harvey.
Yeah. So, sadly, Harvey. You want to do an improv scene?
Yeah, I guess we've gone all over the board and back.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, that's highly relevant. That's how we always do. Let's do an improv scene.
Before we go any further, you just did remind me. I was just telling Karen, I for whatever reason picked up my Instagram sword and shield and decided to just like poke some fun at random people.
What'd you do?
And there was this like Instagram model who was like posting something whatever, like, if you were in the room with me, what would you say? And this dude commented on it,
These
and he was
fucking
like,
captions.
and his comment was like, I would return to my conversation and see if you could keep up with my level of intelligence.
What a dick.
And my response to him was, hey, everybody, look, this guy doesn't get sarcasm. And then his next response was like, man, shut up. And then it was like, this isn't even like highly irrelevant. And he's like, and I was like, wait, did you like look me up and listen to my podcast. And he was like, yeah, I know what you do, man. I was like, so you're a fan then? And I was like, this dude keeps losing, man. I just gotta
Wait. A person that you randomly picked fights with
when
either checked out our podcast after you started
I
arguing
went
with
through
him?
my response because it was through my Instagram, saw my page of what it was, and I assume because my page doesn't say highly relevant, my page says it can't
he
be
had to
that
click
bad.
on
So
something.
he had to have gone to the it can't be that bad page, then to see highly irrelevant, and then would have had to have seen the delineation of the two. Because again, and maybe it is just a coincidence. For him to use those words like that, it doesn't seem like he was.
Yeah, unless like he was just saying your
Oh,
comment.
is
Your
it
comment
like-
is highly irrelevant.
Is
for
it
this
like
topic.
highly irrelevant? And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Interesting. Well, if you're listening, dude,
Thank you.
thanks for the
Thanks.
number.
Yeah,
Thanks for the number.
appreciate it.
Thanks for the download.
I win now 3 times, you bitch.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, highly relevant.
Hi, Sarah Jessica Parker here for the role of Carrie Bradshaw.
I'm sorry, say the name again.
Sarah Jessica Parker. My friends call me SJP.
SJP. My name's Candace. I'm the writer of Sex and the City. I'm the person who Carrie's based on.
Okay.
It is 1996, so you are a relatively unknown actress. Let's go ahead and get started with this audition.
All right. Sounds good. Let me just show you my profiles.
Can you put your dress back on?
Oh, I didn't realize when you hear the word sex in the city, I thought that that's part of it. So I'll put it back on.
She's doing good. She's doing really good.
All right. Here's my headshot. Here's my resume.
Excellent. Do you have a bottom shot?
Yes, I do. I just turned the page around.
Oh, perfect. Thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be doing a scene, monologue. I'm just listing out the things I could do.
Please,
Yes.
we won't stop you.
So I'll be doing one scene, one monologue.
Thank you.
And also a speech from the 1800s. It's something I just found in the library.
Did you bring the required song and dance, though?
I did, just in case this did turn into a musical.
Okay.
So I'll be performing Gravity by Sarah Bareilles. No one knows.
Wow. Is that a musical that hasn't come out for another 10 years?
That's just I just like I have a friend, her name is Sarah Bareilles, and she's been writing the song. She said I could use it for the audition.
Sarah Bareilles, who in 1996 was like in high school.
It's my friend's daughter, and
know
we
what?
met at a party.
Doesn't matter. Why
Doesn't
don't you go
matter.
ahead? Why don't you just do the monologue? We'll start with that one first.
All right, I'll
Okay,
be doing
go ahead and
Why doesn't he love me anymore? Sorry, can I try this again?
take your time.
Sorry, this monologue is Will Smith's monologue from that one episode of Fresh Prince. And I thought I had it memorized. I was practicing in the mirror.
I mean, it's an interesting choice for your character. You understand the role of Carrie Bradshaw?
Yes.
She's a white woman journalist in New York who writes about sex and can't seem to figure out her own life.
I just wanted to show my range first, just in case there's a change in the writing that I had to be someone like Will Smith.
Okay, well, Sarah Jessica Parker, continue with your young black male monologue living in Beverly Hills for your Sex and the City audition.
Thank you very much. Why doesn't he want me, man? I could get a fine ass honey without him. I learned how to play hoops. I learned how to do it. To hell with him. Thank you. Do I get the part?
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I could see the tears running down your cheeks. I've been told that I practiced in front of Sarah Bareilles, and she said that it's totally appropriate that I would do a monologue.
I don't care about your friend Sarah. What I care about is, can I ask you something about your personal life? Clearly you can, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over your acting. It's
You can
just,
see the goosebumps on your forearm.
your range is incredible. I
Thank
just
you.
can't. Can I ask you something though? This character has heart.
Yes.
This character grows and changes and learns things.
Yeah.
Tell me something that you learned from your last failed relationship, Sarah.
From my last, his name was Bobby Stanton, and we were dating for about 3 years. And he's called me a bitch. And I said, I'm a powerful woman. I'm a powerful, independent woman in the 90s. modern day.
Yeah.
You don't understand the discrimination that a woman that looks like me faces. I get
In Manhattan?
yes,
Oh,
so hard. It's so hard.
you said you were in that relationship for 3 years.
Yeah,
When did you break up with him?
when he stopped buying me Louis Vuitton.
When was that?
Well, he came home with a Michael Kors, and I was like, he
Does he not know the difference?
doesn't know the difference. Dumb guy. And so
Who
I
is his
left him there on the street.
What was his name?
Bobby Stanton.
Well, this has been Jessica Stanton's report, wife of Bobby Stanton. This article will be coming out next week, you bitch.
And scene. Still lands the role. Obviously, she still does. So something happened.
I forgot that it was an audition.
It's an audition. That was Sarah Jessica Parker. What do I, you thought that was an
also a news
interview?
report. It's also an interview.
A televised audition. What was Sarah Jessica Parker's career status in 1996?
I have no idea. I mean,
Was she relevant? I'm sorry I threw in that Sarah Bareilles reference. It's like,
I love Sarah Bareilles.
I love that too.
who?
Sarah Bareilles. I tried.
She does Gravity really well.
so good.
Beautiful.
It's defined.
And there's another one too she does really well.
I think that's that, and she came out
Little
with
bit of this, a little bit of that.
What's the name of that song? Is it a little bit of this, a little bit of that?
I don't know.
She's the one that did, she did
Something
Waitress
by the Bay.
right? Waitress is the musical that is that Sarah Bareilles? That is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good soundtrack. I never watched the musical.
I was more of a Nora Jones man myself.
Ooh, I like her. She's a great female crooner.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, well, I think she's an American, but whatever. Do you have anything else you want to say in this episode?
I mean, that's all I got. Thank you guys. Let's go tease them with what movie we watched for this week. And I'm very excited, and thank you for agreeing to do it.
Well, you know what? You're welcome.
I find it very fitting, and I really appreciate it.
Believe me, I get the irony.
Baddies, we watched The Wedding Singer. You don't want to say it with me?
You said it really fast. I was trying to think of a joke. It didn't come out, so I figured I'd just let it go and you just do it.
You didn't have enough time to figure out.
You
want me to try again?
No.
Try it one more time. Try one more time.
Baddies, we watched
The Wedding Singer.
Adam Sandler's highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes. That is like of the Adam Sandler silly type of thing.
One thing that I'll say right now, and I'm sure it'll come up in the next episode, did not realize it was a period piece. I've seen this movie a million times.
Yeah.
Totally forgot
80s.
this takes place in the 80s.
Yeah.
Just thought it took place in normal time.
His hair, the blazers with the rolled up sleeves.
Still could have made sense, though, because he's a wedding singer. I just thought that was part of the character. Just
Half
thought
of the
that was all
references.
part of it.
Did not understand them.
I
did not.
definitely did.
I had to, yeah, but I mean, you're like really caught
I
up
do
on
like
like
80s
80s
music, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I understood. I had to do a research
You
on
know
some
who
of
that
them.
blonde guy was in the airplane, right?
Oh yeah, Billy
Elliot.
Billy Elliot,
The dancer.
Yeah, father of Missy Elliott.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Billy Elliot isn't Missy Elliott's father?
No one knows that, but you know that's Hollywood, baby. All right, let's get out of here. Peace, baddies. We love you so much. Shout out to Karen. Thank you for answering all of our questions about lasering our buttholes.
Totally.
Oh
And you
my
said you weren't
God.
going to talk at all, but it's a good thing we did anyways.
And just like that.
And just like that.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.